We start today almost halfway to our quest to Oshkosh in Roswell, New Mexico. We plan a fuel stop at Woodward, Oklahoma, about 2.5 hours away, on our way to Wichita, Kansas, Estelle's birthplace. We'll cover about 434 miles to Wichita. Tomorrow it's on to Oshkosh.
Clear.
Cessna 3050 Bravo, Tower, departure, turn left on course, runway 21 at Delta, 1406, clear for takeoff.
Alright, 21 at Delta, clear for takeoff on course, departure 3050 Bravo.
Cleared for takeoff, we fly over the retired airliners and head out over the flat land ahead.
As a pilot, this is a beautiful country.
Yeah,
Because there's lots of places to land.
nothing but flat areas for the rest of the trip.
Though the
Most
terrain
times.
may be flat, there's always something to see on long cross-country flights, like this grain elevator or a crop
Cool.
duster.
You get him?
Yep.
Awesome.
November 3050 Bravo Albuquerque.
Yeah, just sorry about that. Little right 360 for some sight scan. 3050 Bravo.
Okay. Yeah, they watch pretty closely on you, don't they?
They do. They do not want us to get hit by a UFO.
Or this private airfield. How about an amazingly long train? Before you know it, we're on approach to Woodward, Oklahoma for fuel.
And approach Cessna 3050 Bravo, starting VFR descent for Woodward.
Clear.
A quick turnaround and off to Wichita.
Woodward traffic, Cessna 3050 Bravo, taking runway 35 for an east departure, Woodward.
Before you know it, we're setting up to land at Wichita.
Wichita Tower, Cessna 3050 Bravo.
Cessna 3050 Bravo, Wichita Tower, runway 1 right, clear to land, your friendly citation on the private map, final crossway turbulence.
One right, clear to land, citation on site 3050 Bravo.
3050 Bravo is stable. Make a left turn out 7 or 180 back out 7 is approved.
Estelle, known as the business liner of her day, is now sharing the ramp with the current crop of business liners. A tour of the factory is arranged by James Nelson, our host. And then we're introduced to Scott Bangson, who's a bit of a Cessna historian, where we learn more about Estelle's roots.
Is it, in some respects, was a metallized Airmaster.
Huh.
And that was somewhat of the philosophy. But you probably have seen the Model 780 Cessna, the P780, which was technically the prototype to the 190, 195. Pictures of it anyway, and it was the fuselage on it was still a tube and fabric, and it was more of a developmental airplane. But you see the resemblance. The cowling came right off the Bobcat. I mean, they literally took the parts over and said, "Here." And that was some of what sized the airplane as well.
So the 42-inch diameter to size it.
Yeah, so it's so there's a lot of, and that's the reason if you even look at the lines in the windows, you'll see some resemblance. I mean, it's a family resemblance, obviously, between the models. The landing gear obviously was a change because they didn't have the spring steel landing gears in the Airmaster series before that. But you know, the one, as you probably know, the 170 and the 190, 195 share the 170 or the 170 tail.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, if you look at the dimensions and whatever, they're identical between the two.
The 170 to a 195, same tail.
Yeah. Look how much longer the arm is though on the 195
Yeah, I know.
series.
Crosswind, I know.
Well, what's your serial number? What?
7933.
What model is it anyway?
It's a 195B.
B. Okay.
B. It's a little bit different. It's got the R755S turbocharged motor up front.
Okay, yeah, it is a little different than. And I'd have to ask, does yours have the big flaps on it then?
You know, I think it does not have the big flaps.
Okay.
I know, now this airplane has been wrecked twice. So, the last time I know the wing was just rebuilt.
Right.
But the time before that, I don't know if they put a new set of wings on it, but I believe it has the small flaps. I haven't.
Okay.
I don't-
Still, yeah, I did.
Well,
dimension,
it's
I'm
got
not sure.
flaps.
Well, I mean,
This-
cord-wise.
Oh, right,
cord-wise.
cord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a later, a
Yeah.
B195. They were actually about like
Yeah,
that.
it's the
that,
small cord flaps.
Yeah. If you ever look at those real closely and the geometry of them, the Cessna 310, the flaps are very similar as far as the mechanism on how they actuate anyway. So
Which is
that,
pretty incredible little mechanism.
Yeah. Yeah, so it, you know, just as far as the way the angle
Cable
of the,
pull and the
Yeah.
pulley in there and the angles that it all goes down. Yeah, it's
yeah,
awesome. So,
pretty complicated at the time anyway. But
yeah.
yeah, so and people forget the 310 was already developed more towards the end of the 195, but they were already flying that by that time.
Oh, wow.
So, you know, they were flying at what, I should remember this, like 52, 53.
Yeah.
The 195 was still in the family anyway, so, yeah.
Ground motors and flat motors all together.
Yeah, all together. So that's,
We finished the day with James showing us the mock-ups of Cessna's latest.
Alright, so you got a screen clean button. You can press the button, clean the screen without changing your frequency, and then just press this button to get back. It's pretty, that's a pretty smart button. All touch screens need it.
But we wanted to thank you for spending the day with us and showing us what Cessna does. A little bit of Estelle's heritage.
Yeah, no, it's great Estelle could come back here.
Thanks again for hosting us.
My pleasure.
And Estelle gets a rest before tomorrow's big day, landing at Oshkosh.